I think if your data is important enough to write, you should probably make sure you're writing it correctly. I'm Gavin McQuillan. I'm a senior staff engineer at Squarespace. Squarespace is a company that kind of tries to be an all-in-one platform for entrepreneurs, artists, people who are trying to have a presence online, and all of the different tools that you need to do that job. We want to have increasing, global presence, and that means like effectively you're going to have to figure out how to deliver your services closer to where your customers are. And that means, we need to figure out how to do like horizontal scale for those use cases. Postgres is going to be hard to do that with. It's possible. Anything's possible with enough time, engineering, but is it the right choice for us strategically? One of the problems we've run into is that as databases grow, the amount of disk space that they require starts to outstrip like hardware capacity, starts to have implications for power consumption, and all these types of things start to become pretty complicated. And so like, it's not as easy as, well, this database is growing rapidly, we just need to give it more space. So there are limits to that. And so as we started reaching those limits, we were looking for like, how do we kind of effectively, scale horizontally? I guess the other component really is that for Postgres, it's just very difficult to manage Postgres well. You have to figure out how to handle things like replication, backups, monitoring, all these different types of things that are like auxiliary systems, but they are required. Lastly, probably the thing that's most important to us as a team is that upgrading Cockroach, for example, is very easy and we can do it online, right? And so that last piece is like, so there's the operational complexity, and then there's the like, what capability does your workflow have? Does it require you taking your entire service offline? And is that going to be for hours or days? And that's kind of what it looks like for your traditional Postgres upgrade. I think for most OLTP systems, figuring out how to get agreement with everyone who's writing applications about like, what is the purpose of a database? And like, is it a thing that we mostly care about for its latency properties, its correctness properties, or throughput properties? And decide like, what are the right trade-offs for you and your organization. And I'd argue that in general, especially for website, sort of internet traffic, it's not for latency, right? You're only writing things to a database because you want to make sure that they're there when you want to look for them again. As long as you get to the response from Cockroach, the data has been replicated not only, in your data center, probably to another region. There's no way you're going to lose that data. And I think people view their databases broadly as the engine that decides what your latency for your system looks like. And I actually think you should think of it more of, this is the system of record, and is it durably recording like all of the changes that I'm making in my system? A lot of systems and the way which they actually handle multi-regionality is that you really have to like put the data, put the information about how you want to shard into the data itself. And one of the things that was like just a critical, difference between Cockroach and many other systems that do that is that Cockroach actually has a layer kind of metadata about like, okay, this data is broken up into ranges and it can be distributed into multiple regions. And that's a decision you can make irrespective of what the content of the data is, which is really powerful.